International Airshow. Turn to page 20 and 21. See how many of these aircraft that have flown here at the Airshow you can identify. On page 22 and 23, you'll find pictures of all the great Airshow program covers from 1962 to 2006. Lots of other great reading and pictures as well, so pick up your copy now. Noisy couple of airplanes there. Bob, who are these guys?
Well, there's nothing like the sound of a Harvard.
Great airplanes down there, just like these two that you're going to see here today. A formation takeoff to start their performance today, and as they come around, this will be a photo pass, giving you a beautiful look at these two aircraft. Here's a beautiful sight for you today, a photo pass.
Alan and Greg run the Heritage Flight Museum in Bellingham, Washington, and if the name Anders seems familiar to you, so it should. For their father, of course, was the very famous Anders of Apollo 8. General Bill Anders, of course, has flown at this air show many, many times in the P-51 Mustang. In the flat, close trail pass, Greg and Alan Anders.
Pratt Whitney dependable engine in the front.
Yep, a lot of guys who thought they were pretty good in the Tiger Moth got separated out, the men from the boys, when they got into the Harvard, or the T-6 or the SNJ as the airplanes were called in the United States of America. This is a flat fingertip formation pass.
Yeah, once you graduated from the AT-6, AT being advanced trainer, you would have gone into the Mustang or a Spitfire or a Typhoon or something like that and head off to the zone.
Aircraft in the South African Air Force. I don't know if they still are today, but there are still some countries that have these on their inventory, which is really interesting because they haven't been on the inventory around here for a long time.
The overhead crossover. Keep your eye on the aircraft. The crossover brake.
And now the always exciting head-on stuff, or as, if you want to get technical, they call it the opposing pass. Right. The opposing pass with a pitch up. Watch for it, ladies and gentlemen, as we got one aircraft coming in from the east, one from the west, and at center stage, they will pass each other, and here comes the pitch. And that'll be a pitch up to a landing. In just a few seconds, you will see the landing gear pop out, and these aircraft will be coming down. From the Heritage Flight Museum in Bellingham, Washington, Alan and Greg Anders.
Family reunion or convention or something going on here. There's a whole line of tables. They put them all together. And what is this? Is it a family reunion you got going here, or just... Welcome, welcome. What'd you do to your hand? It's all taped up. There's a story there.
waving at a helicopter. Yes, the fun is only beginning here today, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. There's lots of things going to be happening. You know, it was 40 years ago that we celebrated our centennial here in Canada. In 1967, we had an incredible air show here at the Abbotsford Airport that year, Canada's Centennial Air Show. And one of the thrilling acts of all time, a one-year thing, was our Golden Centenaires. 8 brand new at that time CT-140-14 Tudors, painted gold for our centennial, flew at this air show. And I don't know if some of you were here for that. I was, and I still remember that. We've got a few pictures of it, but not very many. But what a great year that was. The 40th anniversary of the Golden Centenaires, who eventually, with a little prodding in the early 1970s, became what we know today as the Snowbirds. People were so impressed with the Centenaires, they said, hey, we got to keep this going. And O.B. Philp, the late O.B., was the man who just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and Colonel Philp eventually got us the Snowbirds. So that really started with the Golden Centenaires of 1967.